A lot of stories this morning about neighbor helping neighbor, and whether it was helping pull a tree off of a building or helping get some older people out of their homes, the community came forward and helped each other, and that's obviously something that we love about our state and this community, is that people help each other. But there's a lot more work to be done, and the federal government will play a role in that, and that's why I'm here today to, again, say thank you to the first responders, tell the people who are affected that we're going to be there for them, and just to be sure the federal government's doing everything it can. Chief Lynch, if you want to say a few words.
Yes.
His guys have been out here all night. I just talked to a couple of them. They were on a shift that started at 7 o'clock yesterday morning, but they didn't get off because they got a call at about 9 o'clock. And one thing I've asked our first responders here is, why was nobody killed? I mean, you see these homes that are destroyed, and one reason they're saying is because of the news media. Because you guys, all evening, including on the 11 o'clock news for some communities, but for others, it was, the word had to get out sooner. You were sending the word out. And so people had a pretty good idea something was happening. And I appreciate that role of the news media as well. Chief Lynch?
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you, Chief Sheriff Streck, and thank you, Mr. Portman, Senator. Last night, as you heard, we had a devastating incident, and first of all, I'd like to thank all of you, just like Senator Portman said. You guys made the difference. You saved a lot of lives. We have together today a combined effort. The people helping each other here, and we also have the Central Ohio Strike Team from Columbus. We have the Cincinnati Strike Team, which is the Urban Search and Rescue Team from Cincinnati. We have our own local Urban Search and Rescue Team here in Dayton. And we also activated the FEMA Task Force. We are going from home to home. But one thing I must ask everybody is look out for your neighbors. If you haven't seen somebody that you know, please give us a call at 911 or the non-emergency number 225-4357. If you have not seen one of your friends, your relatives from this area. I think that's very important. Everybody has been helping themselves, and we're going searching building to building. We've already done a complete primary search since last night, and we're looking to do the secondary search right now. We're hoping to wind that up by the end of the day. Any questions?
Injuries?
Injuries. A lot of minor injuries, nothing serious. And the best news of all, 0 fatalities.
Chief, have your firefighters and also sheriff's deputies, whichever one want to handle, have you had to go to houses and pull people out? Talk about that, if you will.
There were several rescues last night during the time, and crews over in the Main Street, Swallow area, there were several houses that we had to go in and remove victims from. There was a couple of cars that were trapped because of live electric lines. That's been a real problem, and the natural gas leaks were incredible out here, especially on this side of the township. I actually had Vectren, who is a gas supplier for this area, shut off the natural gas of this area just to stop those problems from happening.
Where does that stand, like, now hours later? Has Vectren actually turned that back on yet, or still checked?
There's residual still in the line. Whenever you shut down a natural gas system, it takes a long time to do. It's just not right that instant. So there's residual pressure in the line. We still have a few more leaks on this side of the township. The tornado, whenever it came through, it ripped through, like Sheriff said, from the northwest quadrant of Montgomery County all the way down through the southeast of Dayton. And we worked, the guys, all the rescue teams, the guys and the girls, they started at the southeastern portion of the tornado area and just they're working their way to the northwest.
Sheriff, can you talk about your deputies also having to get involved with firefighters as well and trying to pull people out of houses and make sure they're not in harm's way?
Yeah, just like the chief said, we're here in Harrison Township, but we have to remember Trotwood was heavily affected Brookville was heavily affected. So there were officers out from everywhere helping each other. There were numerous calls where people were trapped in their house, and law enforcement would have to go to the scene and make sure. Obviously, we leave those hard rescues to the professionals, but if they could get in, get people out, they definitely did. I have guys who suffered several injuries while they're doing it, stepping on nails. They're not wearing the right equipment like the fire department is, but you know, they went out and did everything they could to make sure that everybody was safe, and definitely got some people out of the house.
This is for either one of the two of you. What are you asking people to do right now in terms of other areas you don't want people going back into? Talk about that.
Yeah, one of the things we want to ask, part of the problems we're having is people coming to look. So as all of you probably saw trying to get here, it's at a standstill, these roads. So if you do not have to be in Harrison Township, I'm sure Trotwood feels the same way. I'm sure Brookville feels the same way. Just try to stay out right now. Let the utility companies do what they need to do. Let Urban Search and Rescue, God bless what they're out doing. Let them do what they need to do. Let the fire department do what they need to do, and let law enforcement do what they need to do. There's really no reason to be down here. This isn't a place to come sightseeing. So we want to be able to move around freely and get people the help they need.
Can you talk about how dangerous it is? Because you're already trying to help somebody that may be a victim. You don't need people going in and multiplying how many people you need to help.
Yes, and that's what I was going to jump into. There are still some live power lines here and there, so you need to be very careful. We made this area safe for the news cameras to be here. That is very important to everybody, that please stay home, check on your friends, check on your relatives. If somebody is missing, call 911. Don't come out looking for them. We had several people, probably hundreds last night, that were just coming out, getting in the way, trying to find people, and possibly risking themselves getting hurt.
Still want people to then.
How many outages we're looking at for power outages?
There's probably about 20,000 just in Harrison Township that are without power.
The number we're getting
Wires out there?
on the, let me talk about electricity for a second. The number we're getting from the Ohio Department of Public Safety is roughly 50,000 in the Dayton area without power, and statewide over 70,000, which, as I understand it, includes Salina, but also some areas north of Columbus. So about 50,000 people in this area are not able to get power right now.
Talk about, you said you still have some live wires, so do you need them in the township to treat wires they see as if they still may be live?
Yeah, if you see wires on the ground, if you're not a professional and know what you're doing, stay away from them. Don't go up there, try to kick them. Oh, let's move this out of the way with your hands or whatever. Don't touch them.
Chief, when you look around, I mean, what's your thoughts?
Devastation. World War III. It's tough.
Have you been a part of anything like this before?
No, my first.
What was here? We got family.
This was a Family Dollar. This was a men's club over here. A lot of different businesses right here. The township is a mix of we have about 22,000 residents, and we have over 1,500 businesses here in the township. So we have a lot of business here, and a lot of it got devastated last night. So it's going to be a long time coming back.
Sheriff, you talk a lot about people taking advantage of people during a time like this. All morning long, people were coming in and trying to steal items from these local shops. You know, what will happen to those people coming in and just being right here?
Well, we're going to prosecute them with every ounce energy we have. We're already, one of the things we're doing is we're setting up the security teams now. We're going to do everything we can to protect our residents' businesses. You know, they live here, they work here, we all shop here. So that's one of our main priorities now. Finding people, getting them safe was number one. Now we're going to go to protecting people's property. And if we find somebody inside somebody's business, inside somebody's home, stealing, they're going to go to my jail, and then they're going to be prosecuted.
It's probably too early, but any
I can't elaborate on that right now. I'm not sure.
What's next? Where do you go from here?
Where do we go from here? Making everything safe. We've got the Montgomery County Building Department out here assessing buildings, and they're going to take a look. They have several engineers on staff. They will take a look at all the buildings that were damaged. And if you have an issue at your home and you're a little bit worried, call the Montgomery County Building Department, and their phone number is located on the internet. It's a 225 number. I'm sorry I don't have that number for you right now, but they have engineers on site, and we'll send them to your house to see if it is safe to be occupied. But it's going to be several years of rebuilding, I'm sure.
Is that club open when the storm hit?
They closed at 5 p.m. yesterday, but we did a complete search anyways. You never know, there could have been a cleaning person in there, somebody hanging over after shift. We still searched.
Was the gentleman's club open?
No, they closed at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was $10.
Okay.
So anybody that was in any of the stores, because it was a holiday, were they all closed by that time of night?
By that time of the night, they would have been all closed at 11 p.m.
So you were just checking to make sure no cleaning crews, security crews, that kind of thing?
Yes, the local USARC team has several dogs that were sniffing around, and they have cameras that they can maneuver into small tight places and check to see if there's anybody in there. One last thing, I want to thank all the men and women, police, fire, all the responders. Most of them have been out here since 11 o'clock last night, myself included. They have put forth 150% effort.
Sheriff, I just want to go back to that looting, kind of the looting and the question. You said if you find him in homes and businesses, you're going to arrest him. Is that even if you have to make more space, at the jail? If there were more than you thought?
Yeah, we got space. We got space for them, and we'll keep them. To me, there's nothing worse than somebody who takes advantage of somebody at their lowest point. We talk about that all the time. So yeah, space isn't an issue. We have space, and once again, it's not going to be a summons and let go. They're going to get locked up.